Captain Willie Daniels II, Shades of Blue founder and STEM pioneer, is a pilot for United Airlines in the District of Columbia metro area at Washington Dulles Airport. Captain Daniels established Shades of Blue in 1999 overseas overall operations of the organization, coordinating with school districts across the country. He recruits pilots, engineers, and scientists to classrooms as role models while mentoring and tracking students through college. The mission of Shades of Blue is creating educational opportunities, training, and employment assistance that is needed for youth to pursue careers in aviation, aerospace, and STEM industries.
Hello, welcome back. This is Captain Willie Daniels, President and founder of Shades of Blue. We're going to start our next hour with a fun-filled, exciting event for all of you who are joining us at this point in time. We're going to have an opportunity for you to ask questions, and for those of you who would like to ask questions, you can feel free to go online at shadesofbluewebcast@gmail.com, and this will give you an opportunity to ask questions from our subject matter experts. I think this is going to be a fun-filled hour because we have some unique individuals, starting with Mr. Howard Stephen Berg, a World Guinness Record Book holder for reading, writing, and math. That's very, very important. We have Gunnery Sergeant Mr. Lorenzo Chance, and this is another opportunity, a gentleman that works with NASA. We have Dr. Yvonne Cagle, who is an astronaut, and for you young ladies that want to be astronauts, a female. And we have a special guest coming up, starting with Mr. Livingston Holder and Colonel Fred Gregory, the retired administrator, acting administrator back in 2006, and the very first African-American space shuttle commander. And this is a unique opportunity, once again, as we've talked to you before about the opportunities. So we would like to take this opportunity to welcome our very first guest, Mr. Howard Stephen Berg.
Howard Stephen Berg is recognized as the world's fastest reader thanks to the cutting-edge accelerated learning techniques he developed that turn information overload into information assets. Respected internationally for his contribution to the learning process, he is listed in the 1990 Guinness Book of World Records for reading more than 25,000 words a minute and writing more than 100 words a minute. Howard is a graduate of the State University of New York at Binghampton. He completed a 4-year psychology program in 1 year. Using his learning strategies, Howard scored an 800 on the biology graduate record examination. Howard also completed a graduate course in educational psychology in 7 hours and passed the 6-hour Regent's examination in only 50 minutes, earning 4 graduate credits.
Hello, Mr. Berg. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Shades of Blue 2016 Symposium Gala webcast honoring America's heroes. And we think this is a very, very important opportunity because we are broadcasting to schools and school districts and folks all across the world right now. And we have schools from the Canary Islands all the way to the east coast of the United States to the west, all the way out to Honolulu, Hawaii. And we've invited you to come here to be a part of this unique opportunity because you're known for something very, very famous, and you're in the World Guinness Record Book.
Yes.
And what's the World Guinness Record Book all about?
For reading 80 pages a minute, I'm the world's fastest reader.
Wow, 80 pages a minute and you're the world's fastest reader. You know, we want our audience to understand that in order for you to really do well in school, for all of you students that are listening in, for you to do well in school, the first and foremost thing that you have to be able to do is read. So we have invited Mr. Berg here with us because as the World Guinness Record Book, he's going to have a few tips here coming up for you just to show you how you can start improving your reading skills right away. So Mr. Berg, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you become the world's fastest reader? Because when I first started reading, I could read maybe 7 words a minute. And so
I grew up in the projects of Brooklyn, and it was a very dangerous place to grow up, and the library was the safest place to play. By the time I was 8, I was reading the theory of relativity, and when I was 11, I had college reading. I went to college at 17 to study biology, and in my junior year, I got interested in the brain, and I decided to do a 4-year psych program in 1 year in my senior year while finishing the bio program. I took 18 credits of science with 3 jobs, and then I did the GRE in biology. I read 48 books in 3 nights, like cell physiology, genetics, plant system. Got 3 questions wrong. I was in the 99th percentile, and I decided to teach it. And we had kids as young as 11 going to college and getting A's in a week, and we'll show some of our listeners today how to accomplish that for themselves.
Wow, that's absolutely phenomenal. Now I have read some of your material, and we've actually are starting up a program where we're going to be partnering with you to put some things on our online store once that goes live, and be able to sell some of your material and do webinars and things like that to help schools and school districts and students and parents across the nation to be able to learn how to read faster. So could you tell us a little bit about getting that? And I understand you had some students. Give us a few ideas of some of the students that you've actually worked with.
Micah Stanley passed the bar in California at 19. We had Brad Voller, did 4-year college in 6 months. We had another student who became an English professor at 22, Justin Brummett. We had another student who got his master's in math at 19 with a 3.97 GPA and a BA at 16 with a 4.0. And if you'd like, I could share with our viewers some of the ways that this could be done.
Yeah, we have just a few minutes, and the time just goes by so fast. And so if you wouldn't mind sharing a couple of quick little tips and give them an opportunity that they can practice them after our webcast.
For you people watching, this is very simple. When you go home, pick a book you've read, nonfiction, get a timer, read for a minute in the first chapter the way you normally read, and at the end of the minute, just put a little mark where you finish so you know how far you read in a minute. Now here's the secret sauce. Go to the second chapter, and I want you to use your hand and go one line at a time with your eyes following your hand as quickly as you can comprehend. As long as you know what you're reading, go quicker till you don't, so you find your ceiling. Slow down enough so your comprehension comes back, and for 5 minutes, go one line at a time with your eyes following your hand. Then go back to the first chapter where you tested yourself. Test yourself again for 1 minute, and you'll go 10, 15, 20% further than you did during the first minute, just with that one simple change. That's an easy thing anyone could do.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic, and hopefully you guys, it doesn't take very much to do that. And looks like we already have some questions coming in from our audience.
Okay.
Well, the first question is, what is your favorite book?
It depends on the topic. I'm a very eclectic reader. I read all over the map. I read Scientific American every day to stay up on science. In business, Donald Moyne, Unlimited Selling Power. It's an amazing book on marketing and business. I think Jeffrey Land has some very good books on publicity and getting on shows. I've been on 1,100 shows. But I read every day. I learned Photoshop in 3 hours. It takes 4 years in college. I'm not interested in reading. I'm interested in learning. Wow. So I try to read books that'll give me a skill.
And it looks like we have another question
Please.
Coming in.
Yes.
How did you train to be the world's fastest reader?
Well, I had my normal speed was 3,000 words a minute before I learned to read fast. And when I studied psychology, I studied the brain, and I was able to learn how to do this. And by the way, if you were interested in learning how to do this, you can go to the
Shades of
Blue website.
OurShadesOfBlue.org.
And we're training teachers. If you're interested in getting certified to teach this in your school as a teacher, contact Shades of Blue, and we could teach you to train your students to double to quadruple their learning capacity in just a few hours' time.
Wow. Well, Mr. Berg, I know this was very, very quick and short time to do a quick introduction, and thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for watching.
And this is going to be a great opportunity for all of you out there, because we feel that the important thing is you need to learn to read. Thank you.